Classroom management. Interaction pattern. Why are some classes more engaging and fun than others? Why are some students always eager to volunteer and answer your question, while others almost never participate? Understanding classroom interaction will demystify these issues. Classroom interaction can be defined as the exchange of thoughts, ideas, and feelings either between a teacher and their students or among the students themselves. Interaction patterns are the various ways the students and the teacher can interact with one another in the class. Students may work alone, with another student, in small groups, or with their teacher. Choosing the right interaction pattern is a key factor contributing to the success of learning activities. Depending on the learning objectives and the type of the learning activity, you may choose this or that specific interaction pattern to make sure learning actually happens. Varying interaction patterns in class is also an effective way to keep the students focused and engaged at all times, and to keep the pace of instruction constant. Types of interaction patterns. Individual work. A student is given a task to complete on their own. The teacher monitors their progress and provides feedback as needed. Pros. Promotes independent learning. More freedom to complete tasks at their own pace. May help students prepare for larger group or full class interactions or activities. Helps students work at their own level. Allows the teacher to give students more individual attention. Helpful when prepping for role play, completing tests, gap fills, or similar grammar-related tasks, reading, writing, and listening. Cons. May cause anxiety. Does not allow peer sharing and learning. Can increase the teacher's workload. Pair work. Students are paired up with the goal of working together on the same kind of tasks given as individual work. The teacher monitors their progress and leaves them alone unless needed. Pros. Can maximize student talking time. Strategic pairing of students may help reduce the risk of class disruptions. Boosts confidence. Learning occurs through peer sharing and support. Provides opportunities for practicing the language. Promotes independence. Suitable for activities like think, pair, share, role play, discussions, brainstorming activities, writing, and so on. Cons. Can become challenging in a multi-level class. Can deteriorate into chaos if not managed correctly. If not monitored closely and provided with support and resources, some students may switch to their native language. Group work. Students are grouped together so they can interact and complete the task collaboratively. The role of the teacher in group work is to monitor and help the students as needed. Pros. Maximizes student talking time. Useful when doing prep work, jigsaw activities, discussions, debates, creative tasks, etc. Fosters collaboration. Provides opportunities for practicing the language. Helps students develop social skills, being polite, listening to others, treating others' opinions with respect, turn-taking, etc. Increases motivation to learn as students see their language progress reflected through communicating with others. Helps to prep for individual tasks. Provides opportunities for learning from peers. Students divide tasks and share responsibilities while working on the task. Cons. May be intimidating for some students to participate meaningfully. Requires moving furniture around in the classrooms. In multi-level classes, some learners may dominate over the others if not grouped correctly. If not monitored closely and provided with support and resources, some students may switch to their native language. Can waste time. Whole class. Pros. Useful when in need of getting all your students' attention. Helpful when doing an opening activity, presenting the concept to be learned, giving feedback, error correction, and eliciting joint responses. Can save time. Offers a variety of ideas due to a larger number of students involved in interaction. Cons. Associated with increased teacher talking time. May become boring if not used along with other interaction patterns. Shy learners may become disengaged or refuse to participate. Mingles. This is a type of whole class interaction pattern that encourages students to move around and mingle with the other students in order to complete specific tasks. Find someone who is a perfect example of mingling. Ways to ensure effective classroom interaction and dealing with issues. Proper planning. Once you decide on a specific interaction pattern for a learning activity, make an estimate of the time needed to complete the task. Let your students know the timing before starting the activity. Catering for the individual needs of students is an important factor when planning collaborative learning opportunities like group work or pair work. Be careful when you group students together. Consider where to put students with lower language proficiency and skills. How do you make sure that your students with higher language proficiency and skills stay challenged? When planning individual tasks, think of how you might want to deal with students who finish faster than the others so that they don't have to sit around doing nothing. Seating arrangements. You might need to rearrange where your students sit in order to change up interaction patterns, which might then create chaos and take longer than needed if not managed well. Consider drawing the seating arrangement on the board for the students to follow. You can group students using numbers, colors, words, or things like that. Monitoring. Walk around the classroom as much as possible and monitor the work of the students so that they stay on task and are fully engaged. This also gives you the opportunity to help, give individual attention to your students, and provide feedback if needed.